So you want to be funny. The good news is you can be funny. I long believed that if you're not funny, don't try to be funny. But I have to admit, during my comedy career, I saw people that weren't able to tell a single joke and bombed every single performance, every single open mic, and are now doing professional shows in theaters and being a professional comedian. So they went from nothing to being actually funny and getting paid for it, which is great for them and showed me that some people might have to work harder than others, but you can be funny if you want to be. Now, this video, I'm going to share 5 things, insights, techniques that will work for you every single time. Little disclaimer, if you want to be a comedian, this video will also definitely help. But if you want to be a comedian, go do comedy workshops. Look up, use ChatGPT to help you write jokes. If you want to be a comedian, get to know how to write jokes and be that funny person on stage. This video focuses on being funny, but mostly in a business context. In a business context, internal, external presentations. Let's say you want to be a speaker at a conference, you have an internal board meeting, investor pitch, and you say, I want to use humor, I want to make my content more digestible and more entertaining. Definitely if I'm presenting, in your opinion, boring topics, I want to use that humor and stand out more. Well, then this video is for you. And let's dive right in. Number 1, the good news is, you don't have to panic. You just have to relax. Meaning that relax, you're in a business context. If you're a comedian, panic. Because if you're not funny, you need to work harder. Because a comedian that is not funny has nothing. It's like a bar without beer or sodas or anything to drink. If you're a comedian, you need to be funny. And definitely if people are paying you to be funny and having a great night, then you got to be there. But in a business context, it's connection over laughs. People want great content that is for them valuable. They learn something, they get inspired, or they're clear on your project. And if it happens to be funny, entertaining, that's a plus. But it doesn't have to be, because you can be very good at presenting, not make a single joke or tell something that is remotely funny, and people will still love it or get value out of it. So relax, don't put that pressure on. And I'm emphasizing this because this is probably one of the most asked questions in my workshop. Marnik, how can I be funny? Help me to be funny, because a funny presentation is a good presentation. That's not the case. And then what they do is they have a boring presentation or a boring story, and they add a meme or a GIF or a cartoon, and then ta-da! Funny. No, you still have a boring Titanic-like presentation that is about to sink, and now you have this awkward, cringy moment where you think you'll save it all with your little meme. Don't do that. So relax, connection over laughs, go for preparation, structure, performance, bring your story in the best possible way for this audience, and then if we can add some adding value parts that are funny or entertaining, it's a plus. It's the seasoning, it's the cherry on top. That's what we're gonna go for. So 1, relax. Let go of the idea that you always have to be funny to be a good presenter, to be a good speaker, a good storyteller. Number 2, play it safe. With number 2, play it safe means if you're not in a comedy world, the joke that you laugh with in the theater or on a Netflix special, that joke has been performed by a comedian 1,000,000 times. Okay, not 1,000,000 times, but let's say 50 times. On open mics, small comedy clubs, in a very safe environment. They have written a joke, they try it, it worked, it doesn't work, they have to change the wording, they have to change the delivery, they gotta add some stuff, different setup, punchline has to be different. And after 50 times, they know this joke that has been reworked over and over and over again, that this will work for every audience, in every city, maybe even in every country, and is worthy of being in the final set that the big audience will see, and that you will see on Netflix or in the theater where you paid for it. 50 times. Most of the time, people in a business context have 1 or 2 times to tell a story, to give a presentation. If you do a sales pitch, investor pitch, board meeting, you get 10 minutes, 1 time, and that has to be it. So play it safe, because if you then prepare something and you think it's an amazing joke, and you walk in and it doesn't land, it falls flat, nobody gets it, the delivery is wrong, the wording is wrong, you'll become more nervous, you'll get red spots in your face, dry mouth, your credibility will downsize, because people are like, what are you saying? Why is this supposed to be funny? What are you doing? I'm distracted. Why are you talking about this? You don't want that. You get more nervous and you lose your whole story, even though your story is maybe very, very well prepared. So play it safe. you do not have the time. But then your question going to be, yeah, well, Martin, great. I have to play it safe and not make jokes, connection over laughs. But if I do want to be funny, how then do I do it in a very safe way? Well, that's number 3. Number 3 is you use recognition. What is the most funny joke that you see in the theater is not the joke that the comedian thinks is the most funny. It's the joke that you recognize yourself in the most. It's where you will say to your friend, oh my God, that one thing with the gas station, I had that last week. And your friend will know that joke about the shower, I had that also. Or the videos online that you see and share with your partner or your friends are the videos that you will say, oh my God, this is us. Oh my God, that is so you. Oh my God, this is so me. It's the one you recognize yourself or your friends or your situation in. Recognition. It works every single time, because it's like going to the zoo. You see the monkeys, you laugh with the monkeys, but deep down you know you're laughing with yourself, because the monkeys are just an exaggeration of our own human behavior, and that's why it's funny. So if you want to play it safe and you want to make sure that you do get the laugh, and even if it doesn't trigger a laugh, you don't lose your credibility and people will just see it as valuable content and you'll move along with your story, use recognition. Find recognizable stuff for your audience. It could be that you're talking about parenting, about Gen Z by Gen Alpha. Talk about your kids, about all the things they do that you know other kids are also doing, and talk about it to learn people certain methods on raising children, but talk about what they do and how you feel as a parent and you're feeling old and that you don't know what's going on. Just say it in that way and people will laugh. Definitely people are in the room that have kids the same age. They will like, oh my God, yeah, that's what's happening in our home. And they will laugh not because it's a joke, but they will laugh because they recognize their own situation, their own children, their own frustration in what you are saying, and they feel that they're not alone. And that recognition will get you a chuckle, a nodding smile, and maybe some laughing out loud. So maybe some laughing out loud, but that is not the goal. Funny in business doesn't have to be rolling on the floor with tears, because if it's too funny, you might lose your message. It's like a commercial that is too funny. You love the commercial, you love that it's funny, and you say that it's funny to your friends, but when they ask you what brand was it for, you no longer know the brand. So you don't want to be too funny. And recognition just does exactly that. If you want more of these tips, more of these techniques, they're in the book. It's all there for you to discover. Number 4. Now, if you say, Marnik, that whole preparation part and being recognizable, I already think it's hard, which is it, but let's imagine that it is. It's hard. What then do I do if I want to be funny? Well, reverse engineer it. That's number 4. Reverse engineer it. And it's something, back in my comedy days, I had to write jokes, because as a comedian, you have to be funny all the time. But now I must say the reverse engineering is the technique I use the most to get my funny bits in my presentation and keynotes and in my workshop. And what do I mean by reverse engineering is you prepare your story, your presentation, as I taught on this YouTube channel. If you don't know how, check out the video, tag it at the end, and structure your story in the right way. I will also tag that at the end. Structure it and bring your performance. And if you do that, just present, just tell your story, just go through the meeting and do your thing. But be very alert to what the audience is responding to. Let's say you're talking about something and all of a sudden the audience starts nodding and smiling, the audience starts laughing, the audience maybe even clapping, and you're like, okay, didn't prepare this to be funny, but apparently it is funny. Make a mental note and definitely afterwards write it down and see if you can use this again in another meeting or another presentation that has a similar topic. Use it again. And if it works with that audience, you'll be like, I can maybe turn this into a stock joke. Stock joke meaning jokes that you have in your backpack that you can use in different presentations and you know work every single time or most of the time. So reverse engineer it. You just present, make a mental note of what works, you try it again, and this is how I found so many things that are also on this YouTube channel in my presentations that I know work all across the world, but I didn't think about them up front. I was just doing my thing, said something, it got a laugh, kept it, reworked it a bit at home, used it again and again and again, and after a while I noticed, okay, I used it 5 times, it worked 5 times, this is something for this specific topic, for this audience that could be a stock joke for me. That's reverse engineering it. Not coming up with it, discovering it, then making it better, and using it more frequently. That's a very safe way on discovering what is funny and what not. The audience is literally telling you what they like and don't like. And number five might sound a bit fluffy, but it comes back in everything that has to do with communication speaking, is your performance, your energy, the way you talk, voice, body. How do you bring your funny bits and in general your whole story, your whole presentation, sales pitch, whatever it is? How do you walk in? If you walk in from a scale from 1 to 10 and you're a 3 because you're sick, you had a fight with your partner, you were in traffic, you have a frustrating day with different bad meetings, and you bring all those issues into the room, it doesn't matter what you prepared. Even if you're a comedian, it doesn't matter how good your jokes are. People are not going to laugh because they feed off that energy and they get the wrong delivery, the wrong tone of voice, the wrong movement. It's not working because the audience feels you're a 3 out of 10 and they copy that behavior, and everything is oozing that frustration. You can be a comedian, stand on stage with a 3 out of 10, you will bomb guaranteed. You could be a comedian with absolutely no jokes, but good energy, focus, locked in, and really using that voice and body to tell a story that it might not even be a joke, and people will laugh the moment you say good evening. It's the same with your presentation. And check out the video, How to Speak Like Obama. It's not necessarily about Obama, it's just how to use your voice and body in your own style and make that impression, because 90% of everything you say is how you say it. That's the true impact, and not all the content. Content is important, but 90% of your impact is how you say it, voice, body, energy. So if you want to be funny, if you want to be entertaining, if you want to be inspiring, be that when you walk in. Be inspired, be convinced. Be a 9, a 10 out of 10 when you walk in. Be all that, and your body will adapt itself. And I always say also in my other videos, if you are truly you, your voice and body will know what to do. And if that is all in sync, you can literally talk about this book, not make a single joke, and people will love it, feel entertained, feel inspired. Now add the reverse engineered stock jokes. Now add recognition part that you carefully prepared up front by doing research about your audience and knowing that it's connection over laughs and you're just there to give valuable content. And if they laugh or chuckle, it's nice to have. Combine all of that and you will deliver top performances. You will get applause, you will get laughs, you will get survey results after the conference. This was the best speaker of the conference. I guarantee it. And as I said, if you want more of these tips, more of these techniques, they're in the book. It's all there for you to discover. But I hope already this video helps. Now go out there and discover how funny you really are. I guarantee you can be. I was Marnik van den Broek. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe. You know how it works. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Are you listening? Damn.